Some people they say that just because they're in prison that they're free. But to be honest, enough people is be free but not mentally free. You understand?
Look, you have dark, good and you have evil.
Because there's a different generation, there's a different kind of skill teach generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.
To start my story about my life, I can carry way back to when I was a youngster. I had it hard. The only love that I had in my life as a youngster was through music. When I was 8 years old, I meet a tutor by the name of Danny Hines that made me look into myself and made me play music, and it also teach me a sense of discipline by punishing me when I do things that I ain't supposed to do. Years after, I was a good person, a good candidate to be drumming through the discipline and through the constant turn-ups for the rehearsals and the practices and so forth. I was trained to play music as a young man by other tutors like Danny Hines, Ivy Wilkinson, Punka, namely in different eras of music. Whether it's the top band, whether it's the African drums, and it was also involving music workshops through that. Peter Skeet, the manager of the youth and cultural activities in Hazel St. James, was pressing me and pushing me towards getting these events and putting myself in good positions to have better goals. But being that I was raised in the ghetto around people that we will say is gangsters, I was more cling to that because these people was like brothers to me. They used to treat me like my own family. And to be honest, I is a person that will go all out for anybody that will go all out for me. You understand? But then these relationships caused me to gravitate towards selling drugs, having communications with gun violence and these things. To me, I see myself as a strong man, but weak in certain places because I could have been more better, I could have been more further than where he is today. I could have been a solid rock in Hazel St. James. I could have been something more established in the community. All of this in the community, being a gangster, being what some people wanted me to be and what some people don't wanted me to be, caused me not to influence people to do good. Youngsters that some had passed already and some still living today and doing the same thing over and over. It influenced me not to show the youths in the community the right way, how to, and to say this here, I mean like to go back to the culture with roasting by fruits and all these things. a lot of the children in the communities grow away from these things because then like what people will say, like what people will say the force right. The main solid like how my generation was solid. You know, understand? We used to roast berry fruits, we used to fish, we used to go to the beach, we used to do boily things that will make me better in life or prepare you for the world, to prepare you to be a strong people in life. Not for the youngsters nowadays, as soon as they go to school, not even as they go to school, some of them still in school don't want gun, don't want smoke herb, don't want to do a lot other things that would cause them to end up in trouble or to put them in the line that will got them ending up on the block, not looking for work. Some got children and the mindset ain't really clicking because then like the men want to look for money to buy the Pampers, the milk, them sort of things. So like, is that really and truly my dream today is to change the lives of enough people and to inspire the youths of today, some that older than me, some that younger than me. Instead of trying to kill and cure, just understand that life is supposed to be living in a decent way. Understand that everything that we do is supposed to be like a cycle, like the law of attraction. When you put out good, it's gonna come back. That's if you talk or speak bad thought, and these things gonna come back to you because it's we living in a living frequency where everything is lived and it's gonna run orbit the earth regardless on what you do. So the best thing to do is to put out good so that good can come back to you, so that you can live happy. You can't live happy on the block. You can't live happy every minute. You gotta run, you gotta look over your shoulder, you gotta do this, you gotta run from the police, you gotta run from the gangsters, you gotta look over your shoulder and see if nobody don't shoot you, and you gotta try not to get in trouble with the police and these sort of things. It can't be happy if you gotta do these things. Some people they say that just because they're in prison that they're free. But to be honest, enough people is be free but not mentally free. You understand? Enough people don't take time to seek God, to seek a better life, to ask God to show them the path of a greater success. You understand? So to be honest, looking into myself as a man, I see that treading the right road is the road for me, because I know within the right road that I can be happy. So to the youths of today, one of what God know, if I don't want to be happy, I could only tell people or I could only show people the success of being a good man, being a good father, being a good brother, being a good son. I can't do nothing else to you but tell you or show you. You gotta put it into existence. You gotta make it. You gotta act on it. You gotta try to like motivate yourself and other people to do better things in life, so that the world that we living in can be real better. You understand? To be honest, not people in the ghetto they suffer because they lazy minded, don't want to go on the block, sit down, smoke, drink, and then picnics, food, no food, or even if it's food, a little bit of food that they can hold on belly till the morning, or saying Pampers soon done, and then got the money and go study a head weight, probably can get Pampers from. And you see daddy off here, Jesus Lord boy, can't let my daughter or my son go without Pampers or go without food. Man, here we're going on, man. I'm gonna take this gun now and land up on the road. He land up on the road, bam, rob 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, bam, he in jail. How the babies can get Pampers? Think about it. Make it make sense. Tell me what is the success in robbing somebody? What is the success in not achieving the goals that you want to achieve? The greatest thing to want to achieve as a man that don't have a job is being an entrepreneur. Study your head, think about a business that will make money for you and your family. And as a man, if you don't want a criminal record, if you don't have a bad credit, they got banks that will loan you money to invest in businesses. And once you got a good business plan and so forth, all you gotta do is go to the credit union, open an account, get a business loan, open a business and live successful. It don't make the sense being on the block, smoking marijuana, drinking Guinness, drinking whiskey, drinking brandy, and then can't eat a meal at the end of the day. It's harder to live on the block than to live a normal law-abiding citizen life. Because when you live in a life of the law-abiding citizen, you could walk in any establishment as a man that don't got no convictions, as a man that don't got no criminal record, sending the police to your character, a CV, write a job application and get a job easy, a 9 to 5. But if you on the block, you make jail 4 or 5 times, you got convictions, big tall, so how it is that you could be able to walk into anybody establishment and get a job. Think about your future, don't think about no. You understand? Think about what you would like for your future children, your future family. Think about getting away from the ghetto and not being in the ghetto for your lifespan. Them is things that I would like people to think about as a man. I can't remember the day to be exact, but I can remember this event that really turned my life into a havoc, a ball of turmoil. Well, I was home, sitting down, just flipping through my phone, looking at the Instagram, looking at females and messaging people and all kind of thing. And I get a phone call. And I pick up my phone. Yeah, brother, where you is? I tell the man, I home, man. I tell me, man, come outside, man, and breathe to me, man. Get up by karaoke and thing. I said, all right, man, no stress, man, no problem, man, because here just flipping through and just making a little more sport. I said, all right. I went to bed, brush my teeth, put on cologne, make myself look sweet, and come outside and go on and communicate with my so-called friend. And we was like on the block for a little bit, smoking marijuana, drinking a little Guinness, and just enjoying ourselves for the night. I'm more sure this was a Saturday for two. This was a Saturday night. Ain't going into the Sunday morning. We went up by the bar at the top of my road where they had the karaoke. And what happened is that I was drinking, I was smoking, and I was being a part of the sessions as in the community. While I was there, I saw some people that men don't really speak on certain terms or anything, so I decided to leave, take my leave from there and just walk and go along with my business. And like within me leaving an hour and a half, easy so things transpired and I was the body to get the blame. Being that I was the person to get the blame, the police was asking me to come to the police station and turn on myself and give a whole lot of thought about this situation that I don't really know about. But really and truly is that I went to the police station next day to turn myself, being to clear my name, and in the next couple of days, I find myself in prison. Being that I was in prison, I started out rough in prison, where that I was not eating the food and I was getting my food. I was buying things. I was doing raw trading for my food and things. So it caused me to get small, and it caused other people to look at me as a unintelligent person because I was doing this here and I was getting small and I was not seeing myself doing it, looking like a foolish person doing it. But then as as the years go by, I start to look into myself and see better roads for me other than being on the block. That's why I here now to tell you about my story, about why I seek to be a law-abiding citizen and not to be a ghetto person, not to be a gangster, not to be stressing myself about the police or gangsters or any of the sort. Being that I was in prison, it teach me a lot about the cycle of being a gangster. It teach me about how to read the body language of gangsters and read the body language of people that would pretend to like you and don't ever like you. Just wish you the bad for you. And I'm gonna like try to influence you upon doing the right thing at times, but really when it is in need to do the wrong thing so you can get in trouble. And I was inspired by a lot of men in prison that is today still gangsters, but is wise gangsters mentally. And some of the gangsters tell me that I'm an intelligent person and that the life ain't for me. Understand? Because like, well, I could read, I could count, you understand? I could play music, as you can see. I could sing and a lot of other things. I creative with my hand, and people that in prison show me that the best road for me is to work towards hard goals. You understand? Use my talents to make a better life for me and not use my stupidity to be the worst man in life. For me, when I arrived home from being incarcerated, I was a little uneasy because like, to me, I believe that people, although people know that I wasn't in the situation or any of the sort, I believe that people was always trying to be at me or try to like get me back on the same road. So like I was partially paranoid to the fact that people would try to draft me in by troubling me or doing certain things to me. But then through not sleeping and just studying was the best road for me. I decided to laugh off things, to kicks at certain things, and when it come to me, just laugh it off and just keep moving. You understand? Because like I don't want to end up in the same position because like prison is a place that real hard, and a lot of the youngsters that going into prison right now making it even harder because like they may accept anything for anything. Warm bread a day, warm bread or 5 biscuits for the morning, and a cup of tea that sometimes don't even got the sugar. is real cruel. For a big man like me, for a big man like anybody else, the metabolism for warm bread is real inhumane to me. So like, I don't want to put myself back in that position to go eat warm bread for the morning, or 5 biscuits, a small portion of food, and warm bread for the evening, and I gotta wait 17 hours to get a next meal. I don't want to put myself back in that position. I want to live free, mentally and physically, for the rest of my life. So I choose now to get back into my music. I never had lost my music, although I was incarcerated for such a long time. But I decided to get back into my music, look to get work in a working establishment that I could be paid for my hard-earned work, and not go on the block and get into gang violence, selling drugs, drinking alcohol, these sort of things, and being around with people that don't want to see me in a successful state. To the lads and the lasses that coming up in the generations to come, my advice to y'all is to keep away from the gang violence, because well, violence to me wouldn't make sense if you really want to live a successful life, as I say in my story. But my advice to you is to communicate with the families, work hard, build your family life to a better life. If you don't go to church and you want to seek God, the best thing to do is take out the Bible and ask God for forgiveness, ask God for repentance, and just to seek God in your heart and try to chart the road in a better perspective, instead of leave out the gang violence and turn your life around towards better goals, towards achievements, like creating a family, take care of the family, you know what I mean? And then do certain things that you know a family was supposed to do, instead of being off the block, creating a family and getting your family in the ghetto and living it roofless. Music was my first love, and my favorite drum, I play a lot of music already, and this is my favorite drum as a man. And I really like it because it comes from the roots of the African culture. And for me as a man, I am a black man of African culture. Understand? And this is inspiration of me, and I believe of my generation to come too. You understand? So I can play again, and because this is bringing me joy, and this is bringing me peace in every way.
Look, you have dark, and good and have evil.
Because it's a different generation, it's a different kind of skilled generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.